20-year-old Spencer Knight picks up the victory, still with that big smile in his first career NHL postseason start. Panthers win it 4-1.
Yeah, so it was phenomenal, bro. So some things about Spencer Knight. Obviously, and just got the whole timeline down. There's no doubt this is my boy now. There's no doubt this is my boy. So he is a 20-year-old. The only goalie younger than him to start a postseason game there was, I believe, our boy Martin Brodeur from New Jersey. He grew up in Connecticut. That's where I'm from. He went to my high school, Avon Old Farms. They got a lot of love last night on the broadcast. Damn, dude, it's a puckhead.
Get yourself into this somehow, Toast.
Yeah, you know, it's a puckhead school. And then the best part, Sean, is I didn't even realize this. You realize he made his NHL debut on 4/20, April 20th, 4/20. That was his NHL. So it was like kismet, man. It's like meant for us to just bond. Just meant for us. So, anyways, it's just it was meant to be.
Come on now. What is that? Coach Q.
So, man, dude, that was just such. Listen, we were talking about the fact that, and it's the old adage that goes throughout sports, that if you have two of one thing, then you don't have a starter. Like if you have two guys that you're playing at goal, that means you don't have a true number one. Like the Dolphins right now. We'll talk about this later. If you have two OCs, do you really have one? Do you even have one OC?
It's not looking good.
Well, so we're not going to let the Dolphins disappoint us this morning. But so listen, man. So here's the deal. The Panthers now have a number one goaltender. I mean,
just the way it happened, though. The way everything went down. It's like you didn't. I don't know if somebody got in Coach Q's ear, or if Coach Q decided to, like, we got to do something. But kudos to somebody on the coaches side to be like, what do we really have to lose, and put Spencer Knight in there?
Listen, I think that, and I heard a little piece we were playing from Dono, who was before we came on the air, from his show yesterday after he had talked to David Dwork from Chirping the Cats. And Dwork told him, listen, man, you don't leave the gunfight until you've shot all your bullets. You're like, you don't walk away and still have bullets in the holster. You got to shoot them all. He was a bullet that needed to be shot. I agree with that 100%. So my issue was, I was concerned that with this stage, if bad things happen, if it goes sideways quick, you could just really damage the kid. And listen, it almost did. He was down 1-0, 53 seconds in.
Yeah, I was like, oh, boy.
And part of me was like, listen, you're going to start Spencer Knight. So, you know, like in the 15 minutes before the puck dropped, we knew, I guess around like 5 o'clock, that he was going to end up getting the start. And my thought process was, you may have heard the announcers mention this, maybe throwing him in there causes the defense to realize, yo, we got a 20-year-old back there. We better freaking be on our game today. We better step it up. We better play better than we played all season long. And that's not what happened. Because, bro, like that first goal he gave up, there's nothing he could have done about that. That was a 2-on-1. The defense, once again, I don't know why our defensemen always, like Spencer Knight has the angle cut down on the guy on the right-hand side. You have to worry about keeping the guy that's on the far post occupied so that he doesn't have a free run at the upper corner, which is what happened because the defenseman came into the side. I don't understand why we do this every single time. It's very frustrating. Stay on your man. Do your job. Don't worry. Spencer Knight will take the guy one-on-one. He needs you to protect his backside, which you have not done. So now it's 53 seconds in, and the kid has just gotten beat on the far side. Nothing he could have done about it. And I'll tell you what, I saw his comment after the game about, you know, what his thought process was. And, dude, I got to tell you, for a 20-year-old kid, this kid's head is about as level as it could. It's amazing. He's Iceman. He is Iceman, Sean.
He's been in high-level situations, not Stanley Cup level, but
he got a gold medal. He got a gold medal in juniors.
He's done a lot of this. National championship games.
Yeah.
He's performed on high levels.
Yes.
Again, maybe not the Stanley Cup, but I did not expect that. And then when you see, and sometimes I wonder if they were playing, like if Drieger or Bob was in net when they were trying to defense that, because it was just after that, it seemed like everything started coming together once they got comfortable with Spencer Knight there.
Well, and here's the thing is we talked about the fact that listen, you need your goalie to stand on their head. Your goalie has to make saves they're not supposed to make.
Yes.
in the postseason. And we hadn't seen that. We had seen a little bit of that from Bob. I will give credit. Bob, what was it, in game one, had a couple of big-time saves, but not nearly consistently enough. Well, we saw it last night. So last night you saw, wow, so that's what it looks like to have a wall in goal like Vasilevsky is at the other end of the ring.
Say for the first time, Tampa Bay didn't have the best goalie on the ice.
Thank you. Right? I mean, and then you saw as that game progressed, the Panthers just started gaining confidence. When you know that you have a wall behind you and that if you make a mistake, you got a guy that's going to shut it down and bail you out, it just gives you more confidence. Just gives you more confidence. That's just natural.
Take more chances.
So exactly. And just everything started to build. It was just like one brick went down and another brick went on top of it. It just everything started to build, whether it be the front line. I mean, Huberdeau's had the best series of any offensive guy. Sasha Barkov started getting a little pep in his step in the last in the last 30, 40 minutes of that game. And listen, as I said yesterday, I told you I didn't think that this was how we would win last night, but I did tell you that I was pretty sure that the Cardiac Cats would show up and we would at least get a win and send this thing back to Tampa. And so now, listen, and as the announcer said, now you're going to go back to Tampa. You know who your starting goalie is going to be. If Spencer Knight can do it again, then all of a sudden, if you steal one there, you've got a Game 7 at home. And in a Game 7, as we know, anything can happen. Anything can happen. The one things that won't happen is that you're not going to see Bob Rodriguez in goal for that game.
Yeah, and if there is a Game 7, you got to take the confidence that the Cats would have.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, you won 2 in a row. Exactly.
And then that crowd last night was there. Let me tell you.
Yeah, they raved about the fans. It was phenomenal. Listen, this town knows how to sell out a venue and cheer. We know how to jump on the bandwagon. We know how to make an atmosphere. We've seen Heat games for the last 15, 20 years. We know how to make an electric atmosphere inside an arena. It just hasn't happened in Sunrise very many times. About you can count them on the time of your hand in the last since 1998 since that arena opened up. So yeah, listen, man.
First playoff win in forever, right?
Exactly. I think it was only the third home playoff game we've played in BB&T. If I may have heard that correctly on the game last night. It's been rather hockey in May and June in Sunrise has been non-existent for the most part of the last 15 years. So now, Sean, we're going to take a quick break, but now we have a bigger situation that we have to discuss with the Florida Panthers and see how we're going to figure this whole thing out. You can check us out. Right now, we're streaming live on OnsideRadio.com. You can check us out on Twitch. You can check us out on YouTube. We will be back. This is Toasted Sports on OnsideRadio.com.
You can join Toasted Sports by text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
WLESPN, broadcasting from a largely empty building. And we do sports. It's just not local. Shush, honey. Why is the building empty? Because whether it be budget cuts or stupid management, we fired almost everybody. Ooh, but we still have our job. Nice and local. At least the building is. We've got your sports.
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnsideRadio.com.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodyAsDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moody Ass family. Dr. Moody Ass is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodyAsDental.com.
Hey, it's Toast. And when I got PGT custom windows and doors installed at my house last year from B&T Windows and Doors, I knew that I was protecting my house when it came to hurricanes. But I was also investing in my house. My value went up. My home insurance cost went down. Yeah, I can now get more for my house when I sell it because I have PGT custom windows and doors installed courtesy of my buddies at B&T Windows and Doors. Just another reason why you should upgrade your house today. Give them a call, 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126, B&T Windows and Doors.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Inter Miami fans, time to find out more about your favorite soccer team with OnsideRadio.com's IMCF Football Focus. Here's Austin Robillard.
Inter Miami not only faced the loss to the Chicago Fire FC on Saturday night, but they might also be facing the loss of now Robbie Robinson for a couple more weeks as he went down for the third time this season with a hamstring injury. After the second time, it seemed like he was rushed back. You would hope that it didn't happen again, but it seemed like here on Saturday, he was rushed back from injury yet again. And as he went down, he was visibly upset and crying, and we could face the loss of Robbie Robinson for more than just a couple weeks and maybe even months. And it sucks because he was such a promising player, but we move on and we hope the best for Robbie.
Keep up with the latest on La Rosa Negra by subscribing on most platforms. Search Onside Radio. Now back to Toasted Sports. To reach out, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast.
Welcome back. This is Toasted Sports, streaming live on OnsideRadio.com. All right, so Sean, we need to talk a little bit about what last night means for the Panthers. So, as we know, we went ahead and significantly overpaid for a starting goaltender. So we're paying Bob $10 million a year. That is the cap hit. Every single year he had a signing bonus. His average annual salary comes out to like $5-6 million a year. But here's the deal. He is signed through 2025, 2026. He's 32 now. So we have him signed through his age 37 year. All right. So here's my question for you. How do we unload him? What do we have to do for another team to bail us out of this albatross and get and move on from him? I mean, is that even possible in the NHL? I know that you can do it in some other sports, like expiring contracts. This thing ain't even close to expiring, man. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more guaranteed years on this deal.
Grass up in Sunrise, I'm looking for all the fine print.
Yeah.
Right
if I'm Zito, I don't care if I have to pay the team I'm sending him to half of the remaining contract. Like I need to somehow get out from underneath this contract because I can't listen. I'm going to have to, I can't do this for the next 5 years. I can't have a $10 million a year backup goaltender. And listen, to Bobrovsky, I'm not, I bet he doesn't want to be a $10 million a year backup goaltender. I'm sure he wants to be getting starts. And right now, it doesn't look like. Well, hold on. Well, no, Sean. I'm just saying that right now, though, if you're Bob, you're looking in the mirror saying, you know what? I'm not going to get nearly as many starts over the next 5 years that I thought I was going to get because this kid's going to get a whole bunch of them. And so, do I want to go somewhere where I'm going to be, where maybe I can get a second wind on my career, have a really good back end, a change of scenery, and have an opportunity to be the starter every single day, like I signed this contract to be? And so that's kind of what, obviously, Bob's not happy about that because he came down here to be the starter. And now he's got a 20-year-old who, with all due respect, is possibly going to go ahead and take his job. I mean, we'll see what happens in the offseason, what happens, how they try to reset things for next season. But it's not looking good for the longevity of Bob being the starting goaltender here in South Florida. So
you know a lot more about hockey than I do, but can you just go to another team and change and it change as much as what Bob needs? Because
I don't know.
Sometimes forgot how to play the position.
No, I got you, and that's just me kind of trying to look at the best possible outcome.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Absolutely, try to be somewhat positive about that and not totally negative, because the negative is already there, bro. We have him signed through 37. Like, this is not going to get better, right? No. I mean, just history tells you that as you get older, it's especially a high reactionary position like goalie, where your reflexes and everything is so quick that as you get from 32 to 37, that's going to diminish. It's not because you're not training just as hard, you're not in great shape. It's just because mental cognitive decline happens as we get older.
And wasn't your interview with David Dwork where he said that, or was it maybe George Richards, one of the two, when they said that Columbus had started seeing signs of him dropping, which is why they really didn't want to offer him big money.
I have some friends that live up in Ohio, and they follow Columbus, and this is what this was what the reports were, that the folks in Columbus had, the reason why they had a contractual issue with him, it had gotten kind of ugly, the negotiations, was because they believed that they had gotten the best out of Bob, that they had seen the best that Bob had to offer, and that they were starting to see a slight decline in that, and so they weren't going to invest that much money, and the Panthers needed to get a goalie. And you needed a name goalie. And when you're the Panthers and you have been as irrelevant as they had been, you have to overpay for some of these players to have them come down here. You can't just sell them on the sunshine and they're going to take a discount to come down here when there's no fans and it's an awful venue to play in because there's no fans. Yeah, they're going to want more money. They're going to want more money, and that's just the reality. So the Panthers had to do what the Panthers had to do. But now that brain trust is gone. Zito didn't make that move. He's not a Zito guy. So now the question, like, if you're telling me that Zito right now is not going to spend the majority of his waking moments over the next number of months trying to figure out how to get out of this, you're crazy. So we'll see what that solution is. Is that solution, throwing, half the money left on that contract to the team you're sending him to kind of alleviate this, not such an albatross for them, not such an albatross for you. So now instead of having $10 million set aside for this guy for the next 5 years, you've only got $5 million. You know what I'm saying? You cut it from $50 million to $25 million. I don't know what the answer is, but there's no way Bob's going to be happy being a $10 million a year goalie for the next 5 years. I mean, backup goalie for the next 5 years. There's no way he is going to be a quiet, hey, all about the team, bro, thing in the locker room. That's just, I don't see that happening. He is a starting
5 years, and we've still got guys in the pipeline right now that might make that less than that.
we got the kid behind Spencer, the Canadian goalie, who is like, he's a year, 18 months behind Spencer. So you've got, so it's, as I said, the pipeline is stocked in goalies. Like, they need to, I don't think you can keep this going for 5 years. Like, I know that I have said, hey, it's all about salary distribution. And if you combine Spencer Knight and Sergey, then your allocation for goalie money is cool because you have one making the minimum and one making way too much. So it kind of evens each other out. But just think about, again, Spencer's on a young contract. If you had an extra, $6-7 million to spend in a cap team, you can get a couple players in for that. You know what I'm saying? Zito's got to do something with the defense in the offseason. Regardless of what happens here in the playoffs, I think we can all agree that the defense, the back line, needs to be upgraded a bit. Certainly the power play, the penalty killing has to be upgraded. Whether that's with one guy or two guys, I don't know. Obviously, again, Aaron Ekblad back will be a huge boost in that regard as well. But, so now all of a sudden Zito's got a little bit of a headache because he's got to figure out. I mean, listen, last night was a phenomenal night for this franchise. It was a great night for this franchise because it just confirmed the optimism that so many of us have for where this franchise is going over the next few years. And it solidified that. It confirmed all of our dreams for where this roster can take us, where these young players can take us, hopefully, over the next few years. And the last piece was we needed someone behind the pipes. And you watched that game last night, and you're like, oh, yeah, no, we're good. We got a guy. Yeah, we got a guy. First round pick. He's got a gold medal from juniors. We got a guy. And the Hartford Whaler connection is just so great because you got Quenneville. And here's what you don't know, Sean. So when Joel Quenneville was playing, do you know where the Hartford Whalers held their team practices? Avon Old Farm School, which is where Spencer Knight went, which is where so that there's that connection there. So, Quenneville's like talking to Spencer, like, I used to practice in that arena that you used to go to high school in. Yeah.
And I know
some good connections.
Yes, and I know this is going to sound bad, but this is almost best case scenario for the front office of Florida, right? That Spencer Knight ends up being and not Chris Drieger, because if Drieger ends up being the answer, and you got to watch him walk at the end of the Stanley Cup.
Well, you would have had to have the debate of do we pay him and try to then move Bob or whatever. Yeah. But no. So now Listen, I don't think there's any way. I don't know how Bob comes back from this. Last night I believe that this franchise mentally moved on from Bob, but the problem is Bob's got 5 years left on that guaranteed contract. So now they've got to figure out what they do about that. So maybe we can get David Dwork on after this thing wraps up, and we'll get into some business end about what the Panthers and what they can do salary cap wise, and if there is even a way to get. I mean, there's got to be some dredge team out there that'll help you out, and they're looking for draft picks. I don't know who that might be, but I'm just saying it was last night was a phenomenal evening for the future of our Florida Panthers, and could not be more excited about it. All right, we got to take a break. Sean's got an update coming up. Going to talk more Panthers. Also, got to talk about the Marlins, man. Marlins did some damage yesterday. We got some great audio from John Kruk also. All of that is coming up next. You are watching Toasted Sports on OnsideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodiasDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moodias family. Dr. Moodias is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodiasDental.com.
WLESPN. We've got all your sports.
We're live and local.
If you wake up early enough.
You're so bad, honey.
Tune us in. As long as you're not under a bridge.
Or under any power line.
Ain't it awful?
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnsideRadio.com. Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
Now that it's springtime, it's only getting hotter here in South Florida. Make sure your AC in your home or business is running smoothly by investing in a preventative maintenance plan from M&S Air Conditioning. And M&S is a Mitsubishi Diamond Elite contractor. When you purchase a new Mitsubishi electric mini split system, you'll get a 12-year warranty. Or install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that captures and destroys biological contaminants to improve air quality. M&S Air Conditioning have been providing prompt, honest, and reliable service for over 30 years. Schedule service or call to get more info on our preventative maintenance plans. Call 954-421-3680 or visit ac-florida.com.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
What a great night it was for the Florida Panthers, thanks to Spencer Knight. The Panthers stave off elimination and now trail the series 3-2 after a 4-1 win. Knight had 36 saves on the night. Mackenzie Weegar, Patrick Hornqvist had goals. And Game 6 now in Tampa. Tomorrow night, the puck drops at 8. The Miami Heat had a game last night. Not sure they were aware of that, though. They fell behind to the Bucks, or they fall to the Bucks 132-98. They were down 46-20 after the first quarter, and Dwayne Dedmon, that's right, you're hearing this right, Dwayne Dedmon was the leading scorer for the Heat with 19 points. Game 3, AAA on Thursday night, tip-off 7:30. The Miami Marlins, they keep winning after 9-6 victory last night. They're now one game behind the Mets in the NL East. Game 2 of the series tonight. First pitch, 6:40. Sandy Alcantara is on the mound for the Fish. You are listening to South Florida's only locally owned sports talk station. Now we return back to Toasted Sports right here on OnsideRadio.com.
Welcome back to Toasted Sports. To reach out to Toast, dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Back to Toasted Sports.
Happy Tuesday morning, everybody. Welcome back to Toasted Sports, streaming live on OnsideRadio.com. I am Toast. My man Sean Stanley sitting shotgun as always. Before we move on from the Panthers, got to go ahead and where was it that I got to give some serious crap to? Where did my? I thought I bookmarked that. Apparently, I didn't. So last night, end of the game. What's the head coach of Tampa? Is it John Cooper? I think that's his name. Sean?
Yeah, that fool Cooper. Yep.
Dude, that dude is just a bitch. Like, did you see what he did in the last 15 seconds of that game last night? You're about to lose 4-1. The Panthers just scored an empty net goal to put them up 4-1 with like 12 and a half seconds left. You've got the face-off at center ice. Cooper goes ahead and sends one of his goons in there to just go ahead in the minute the puck drops to attack Achari. Like, the game is over. Like, what kind of bitch ass move is that? Really?
It's the lightning way.
I mean, are you really? I mean, like, bro, like, you're the defending Stanley Cup champions. Maybe try to show a teeny bit of class. Teeny bit of class. I know you're from Tampa. That goes against what you're all about. But a teeny bit of class. I mean, what a little bitch ass move that was, Cooper.
Well,
bitch
Cooper
ass
was
move.
saying that they were taking liberties all night long on the Lightning.
Oh, stop it. Oh, just stop it. That was just playoff hockey, bro. All right, you guys have been just as physical with us in the games that you've lost, in the games that you've won. So just kiss my ass. You haven't seen Joe Quenneville do that, have you? No, because he's got way too much class to pull some of that crap. John Cooper, you got zero class. That was a bitch ass move. That was a weak bitch ass move. Very representative of that bitch ass weak ass city that you're representing. With all due respect, I know I got my boy Magix that's watching. He's a big Tampa fan. I'm sorry, bro. I love you, Magic, but that city is trash. That is trailer park city. Screw that place. Tampa is ass, bro. It is ass. And that was just garbage move. Garbage move. Better hope that Achari isn't hurt. Oh, that was crap. I mean, when he did, I was like, "Are you kidding? What is it, slap shot now? This is the Rangers and who was it? They were playing the Capitals from 3 weeks ago or whatever. I mean, just get out of here, dude. Just get out of here. And obviously, you told him to do that. He didn't do that on his own. You told him to do that. You sent Magoon out there to go ahead and do it. Oh, just give me a break. That was a bit. Yeah, I mean, just stop, bro. Just take the L, move on. You're up 3-2. It's not like you just lost the series or this or that. I mean, try to show a little bit of class. I mean, good God, that was weak. That was weak. If karma's a thing, that should come back and bite them in the ass in Game 6. It really should. Really should. So I'm all in, baby. I want Game 7 in Sunrise. I want a Game 7 in Sunrise. All right. We don't talk a lot about the Florida Marlins. But we have to talk a bit about them because they deserve to be talked about. They are playing pretty damn good baseball right now. They won the series against the Phillies, and then they won the series against the Mets. Now they get the Phillies again. And they win last night. They got another one going tonight. Last night, the hero was Duvall, of course. You know, I go ahead and I talk bad about him during the day, and he delivers a 7th-inning 3-run home run.
He listens to you.
I know he listens. I know. I'm glad I could be the motivation, the fire that he needed under his ass. One for four with a 3-run home run in the 7th. Yes, and those ended up being. Listen, the Marlins did their best to cough this one up, giving up 4 runs in the top of the and the bottom of the 9th, top of the 9th, I should say. Yeah, but they were able to hold on, and so that 3-run homer ended up being the game-winning RBIs for the Fish, who are now just a game under 500, just a game back of the Mets. It is a logjam in the NL East. That's what I'm saying. And the best part is that the Marlins seem to have the Phillies number, and even a former Philly legend, John Kruk, on their broadcast last night was aware of that and talked about it.
Here's what I see. Watching the games TV, the last series, and now this game tonight, the Marlins know they're a better team than the Phillies, and the Phillies don't think they're better than the Marlins. That's the bottom line. The Marlins take the field every time they play the Phillies, and they might not be better than the Mets. They might not be better than the Braves. They know they're better than the Phillies, and they play like they're better than the Phillies, and they wait for the Phillies to make mistakes, and they do, and then they capitalize. That's that. The Phillies need to remedy this thing quick, because if it wasn't for the Marlins, the Phillies would have been in the postseason last year. And can the Marlins be the team that keeps them out of the postseason this year? More than likely, they better start beating them.
There you go. John Kruk, Philly legend, talking about the fact that the Phillies just don't believe they're better than the Marlins, and the Marlins are in their head a bit. So 3-game series. We've got Alcantara, I believe, is on the mound tonight.
Yes,
so great opportunity to go up 2-0 on them and secure a series win. Oh, no, it's a 4-game series, so they're going to have to win 3 to win this series. But, yeah, man, listen, Jesus Aguilar, Duvall, was it Dickerson, I believe, last night also had a solid game. You've got the bats are coming alive. You got to love the great story with the kid, the pitcher Poteet, and just his journey. And as I said, you got 2 studs every single day getting closer to getting back in here in Hernandez and Sixto. So everything is looking
pitching good. I mean,
everything is trending in the right direction. I wouldn't mind seeing them. Listen, at this point, if they're going to say we don't need any more bats, I mean, this isn't a fully complete team. They at least need, if you're not going to get a bat, you at least need to bolster up that bullpen. You need to get a couple more arms in there because it's a little too wishy-washy in that bullpen right now. Would love to have a little bit more consistency. But listen, man, they're playing well. They're playing well right now. They're a young team. It looks like they're feeding off the confidence that they had last year making the playoffs. They're not, they're basically it's the us against the world mentality. And I'll tell you what, man, you got to rave about what Don Mattingly's done. You really do. Don Mattingly, I wasn't so sure when the Dodgers let him go and Derek went ahead and brought him in, kind of thinking, oh, is this nepotism? Of course, the whole Yankee thing. Don Mattingly's done a phenomenal job. He has done a phenomenal job with these kids. He is able to communicate with. I mean, you look at the way that that Don Mattingly is able to deal with the youth of this roster, and look at how it's going for Tony La Russa in Chicago.
Yeah,
dealing with that generational gap. One is having a much easier time of it than the other. But Mattingly, listen, man, he has done a phenomenal job. His entire run down here, he has done a great job. I think a lot of us thought last year was a fluke, and now it really looks like. Bro, I'm telling you, I got here in, I think 96, 97. This is the best it's been. I got down here as y'all were pushing Don Shula out the door. I was down here for that off season when y'all pushed him out the door and you brought in JJ. I was down here when we sold Pat from the Knicks. I just gotten down here. I will tell you that right now is the best it's been, just from the entire sports landscape in terms of all of our major 5 teams performing well and trending in the right direction. This is the best it's been since I've been here in the mid to late 90s. This is the best. And I should say the 6 major teams now, because we got Inter. They're probably the one team right now that is like, they got the biggest question mark. Like, what the hell's going on over there? What is happening? Hopefully Phil can take care of that. But the way the Dolphins are looking right now, the way the Marlins are looking right now, the way the Panthers are looking right now, the Heat have just been the most consistent team anywhere for the last 20 years since Pat got down here. So they are who they are. And now you got Inter. So it is, I can't think of a better time in my run down here where you had all the teams performing this well at the same time. And so it's good, man. It's a good time to be a South Florida sports fan. Good time to be a South Florida sports fan. We're going to talk to Ira Winderman about the Panthers. He'll be on at 9:20. I don't even know where to. So I looked at the box score, saw some highlights, read the recaps. I didn't watch that game. I watched the first 15 minutes of that game. By the time 8 o'clock hit and the Heat were, I think at that point, because the game, dude, 7:30, my ass. That game started at like 7:45. But by the time 8 o'clock hit, they were already down, I think, like 15. And it was just, I mean, they're just raining threes. Milwaukee having people scoring double figures I never even heard of. Now, granted, I'm a casual basketball fan, but damn, dude, like they got players there I didn't even heard of them. Who's the guy with Kanavin, or I don't know what the hell his name is. Some big white guy with it starts with a C. Dude, they just got rolled last night, and I'm not sure. I saw folks on Twitter saying, all right, hey, so Heat in 6. Dude, Jimmy's 8 for 32 in 2 games. Bam, 25 total points over 2 games. This team was out-rebounded by 25 last night. 25. And they were out rebounded on the offensive glass by like 10. And Milwaukee's one of the most efficient offensive teams out there. Listen, the Heat, the one thing that has carried the Heat through all this run that I've been talking about since Riley got down here in the late 90s, it's defense. The Heat play defense generally better than everybody else. They just do. And that's why they've been so successful. And it's not happening right now. Milwaukee's playing really good defense. We can't hit the broadside of a barn. 29% from behind the arc last night. Part of me thought they turned the switch at the end of the season. I guess I was naive and just delusional because they haven't. Right now, they're looking like the inconsistent Heat team that we saw during the regular season. Outside of that winning streak, right? They're looking like the team that started 7-14. They're looking like the team that had patches this year where they looked like this. I mean, maybe this is who the Heat are this year. I don't know. I think a lot of us just assumed, after last year, and they just turned the switch there with about a week and a half left or 2 weeks in the regular season. They went from the play-in game up to the solidify themselves into the number 6 spot, and things were trending in the right direction. All right, they figured it out. They've turned it around. And then in a huge game last night, Dedmon's my leading scorer.
Yeah.
Dedmon's playing better than everybody else.
Behind him, by the the way.
Huh?
Dragic was the second leading scorer. Again.
Yeah. I mean,
so in the 2 games, Dragic has been probably the best player.
And I think, what was it? So how many, I think combined, Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson combined last night, I think had 10 shots behind the arc. I mean, The Heat aren't winning. The Heat aren't winning games if we don't have our shooters taking shots and hitting shots. They weren't even taking shots, let alone hitting shots. So we'll talk to Ira. Obviously, he watched the entire game. I'm sure he probably also had the Panther game on a separate TV as a little side-eye action happening because, I mean, damn, they had to get a point. You're like, wow, okay. So we will talk to him. But before we do, we have Toasted News. That will be coming up next. This is Toasted Sports, streaming live on OnSideRadio.com.
You're listening to Toasted Sports. Take OnSideRadio.com, your home for sports talk everywhere with the Radio.net app. Find the app at OnSideRadio.com, South Florida's home for real sports talk.
When you're tired of watching the sun damage your furniture or raise your electric bill, it's time to do what we did here at OnSideRadio.com studio. Call A Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie and Sunrise. A Shade Above Window Fashions has a great selection of blackout shades to choose from. We can almost create a complete blackout for your bedroom or media room. Call them at 954-434-4774. That's 954-434-4774. Love the space you live in. A Shade Above Window Fashion.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Big O for M&S Air Conditioning. You know, air quality in your home and business is more important than ever. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning and let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit. Folks, it attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. With stellar customer service, answering your call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. For more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans, visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
It's Toast, and no doubt last year hurricane season was one of the craziest we've ever seen. Well, Noah's saying once again, going to be another active season. So you need to call B&T Windows and Doors today and get PGT custom windows and doors installed like I did so that you are fully protected. Listen, there's no better peace of mind than PGT custom windows and doors when you're the cone of death for a Category 5 storm. Call B&T Windows and Doors today to get set up. 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126.
Inter Miami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all Inter Miami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the Inter Miami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com.
Let's get back to Toasted Sports. You can send a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast. Stories you won't hear anywhere else. This is Toasted News.
All right, we will begin, Sean. And Nhl Debut, got to put the video on, bro. Packages of cocaine keep washing ashore along the Florida Keys. The most recent packages washed up on Wednesday and Thursday on the Isle shoreline. Each package weighed about 2.4 pounds. That is just over a kilo. Kilos of coke. Last Monday night, anglers at Lower Matacumbi Key found a 2.4 pound, another kilo package of cocaine. At the start of the month, a boater off Marathon discovered a large sack filled with 5 bundles of marijuana weighing 62 pounds. April, boaters found a large sack offshore of Key Largo that contained 25 packages of cocaine weighing a total of 73 pounds. So, question, when are we hitting the Keys for a big-ass beach bonfire party? Because, damn, it is popping down here with the square groupers hitting the shore. We'll move on to Collier County.
I'm free at noon.
Yeah, oh, there you go. I'm free about 3:30. Collier County. Man told troopers during a traffic stop that he was driving erratically because his truck was struck by lightning. Steve Stinton, 38, accused of driving drunk on I-75. Second day in a row, we've had a drunk driver on I-75 at mile marker 71. Trooper allegedly spotted Stinton with his turn signal on, swerving between lanes. When the trooper pulled him over, Stinton had alcohol on his breath, slurred speech, and had difficulty locating his insurance paperwork. He told the trooper his truck pulled slightly to the left because it was struck by lightning. Despite not having a dentist or a doctor, he also claimed he might be diabetic because he gets tingling in his hands. Stinton then told the trooper he's had several sports-related concussions, though all of those were a long time ago, like Al Bundy in high school. He denied drinking alcohol, saying he'd only eaten peanuts and Cracker Jacks. He failed the sobriety test, and the trooper went ahead and arrested him. Finally, did you see the photo, Sean, of the car that went through the second-floor roof of the house yesterday?
Saw a picture of it. Yes, I did.
Yeah, we'll put this out on Twitter. This happened in Eureka, Missouri. Missouri homeowner got a shocking wake-up call when a car crashed through the roof of their home overnight, landed just feet from their bed. The photo's insane. No one inside the car or the home was injured. Apparently, 2 teenage boys were leaving a graduation party about 1:30 a.m. when their car ramped off the roadway, landed at a bottom of a hill, and then catapulted up into the roof of a nearby home. Car landed in the master bedroom, just feet where the homeowner was sleeping. They were truly lucky. In fact, it's an extreme success story that everybody survived this with the potential it could have been, according to the homeowner. There could have been a potential for a great amount of disaster, if you will. Insurance company's going to love this one. That car's totaled. That house is totaled. Damn. We will take a break. More stuff to discuss. We got Ira Winterman coming up at 9:20. Also coming up next, have you seen what could be happening with the Summer Olympics that are due to start in, less than 100 days? All that's coming up next on Toasted Sports, streaming live on OnSideRadio.com.
Retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Snarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam, ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Okay, men, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're going to go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you going to do? You're going to go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You got to dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. No, you won't. Because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Welcome to OnSideRadio.com. Broadcasting from South Florida to the world. No station in South Florida provides more live and local sports talk.
This is like rock and roll with no music. Follow us on social media at Onside Radio.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Course. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night. Perfect. I love my job. Oak Tree?
What's up?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple hundred years.
I know. I love it. Turtle. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think he would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay. Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Miami Lakes location at 15462 Northwest 77th Court, located in the Ryan Oaks Plaza. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of Onside Radio ownership, management, sponsors, website, or Inner Miami Marketing, LLC. Welcome to Toasted Sports.
Tuesdays are better.
Yeah, they are.
What?
It's just better.
I'm very excited. It's Tuesday.
You're weird. You're such a weird person.
This whole show is
weird.
Kind of weird.
Weird.
Not weird, but like exciting weird.
Sure, whatever floats your boat.
Enough talk.
Enough talking.
Start the show. Start the show.
Here's Toast.
Hour number 2. This is Toasted Sports, streaming live on OnsideRadio.com. Also, YouTube and Twitch. Just search Onside Radio or IB Toast. So, Sean, I have so since we started doing the show from my house on this is the second day, I had to make sure that I had a cool little. We got the good video going now. I had to make sure I had like a fun backdrop behind me. Obviously, everyone's judged by their backdrop. So I just added my Florida Panther banner that I had in the wall over there. So I have that in the background now.
Good move.
But now, so the problem is, Sean, when I hung my scarves here, I got my inner scarf, I've got my Liverpool scarf, I've got my Subway Series Red Sox scarf from when they played the Yankees in London a few years ago. But all of this stuff behind me came off a section of my wall that's over there that now is blank. So now I need to find some more stuff to put over there, because it is thoroughly annoying knowing that just seeing a giant white blank spot that used to have a whole bunch of stuff in it out of the way. But I like I like having my little
that backdrop looks amazing.
It looks good, dude, right? Looks good. I got my Blink bunny. That's Bunny right there. That's the original logo for Blink 182. I've got JP, who is my my hurricane bear, and he's got a actual shark head on his helmet right there. That's an actual shark head with very sharp teeth that someone gave me as a gift. And so I've got a very busy background going on right now, which is kind of making me happy. Very colorful, and there we go. All right, so Sean, the Olympics are supposed to start in less than 100 days. The Summer Games in Japan. This was supposed to happen last summer, but obviously it was all. I know, Tony. I know. I only have JP the bear. I need more canes. I do. I have a giant Canes banner, but it would cover up. Now, here's what I do have. I do have this Inter flag that's behind me. This can be swapped out very easily for a Canes flag. I can also swap it out for my Seahawks flag. I need to probably get a Dolphins flag as well. But yeah, so that can be the whole backdrop can be swapped out for something. I'll do the Canes logo for you tomorrow. How about that? All right. I'll put the Canes flag up tomorrow. So we'll rotate that in as well. Glad y'all getting involved in it. All right. So as I was saying, Sean, the Olympics are supposed to get underway in less than 100 days. And this has all been pushed back from last year because of COVID. And yesterday, the U.S. State Department went ahead and threw a little bit of a curveball to the folks in Tokyo and the International Olympic Committee by urging all citizens to avoid all travel to Japan. So while we have, I guess, the U.S. has about 40% of our population has been vaccinated. In Japan, it's only 2%. And they are dealing with a crazy-ass wave right now. Apparently, these variants have just knocked them on their ass, and their hospitals are getting over-flooded, and they are significantly terrified that, some 50 to 70,000 people and athletes, a much minimum crowd, but all those folks coming in from all over the world are going to exacerbate the situation. And there are petitions going on that have tens of thousands of signatures in Japan of residents that want this canceled. They don't care about how much money the government laid into this. Just end it. Just pull the plug on it now. And yesterday, the International Olympic Committee went ahead and I guess they dropped a promo to kind of try to counteract all the bad press that they are all of a sudden now getting. Let's take a listen to that.
The International Olympic Committee would like to cordially invite the entire world to Japan for what will be a historic Tokyo Games. After over a century, we will answer one of life's great questions. If nobody attends an Olympics, did they really happen? You'll be able to watch the opening ceremonies and stare in amazement at the cool visualizations that will occur when there are no people in the stands to lift those colorful placards. And you'll be able to enjoy the eerie echo as national anthems play in empty stadiums and arenas. Again, if no one sees you win the 100 meters, are you really the fastest person on the planet? The Games of the 32nd Olympiad, where for the first time ever, we will award the host country a gold medal for mortality. Tune in this July, exclusively on the Peacock.
Well, there you go. I'll be tuning in.
Oh,
yeah. So when they award Japan, the host country, the gold medal for mortality, would that be like the prime minister goes up there and he'll stand on the top of the podium and they'll play the Japanese national anthem and he'll go ahead and get that gold medal. Good for them. Good for them. Listen, man, I feel bad for the athletes. I mean, I want to see this happen just because these folks train their entire lives. And if they're lucky, if they're crazy lucky, maybe they get 1 or 2 runs at this because it's every 4 years. And, the pandemic hitting, I feel awful for the athletes. When you've dedicated your life, the majority of your teens and early 20s or whatever training for something like this, and then it just gets canceled like that last minute. Yeah, and you have such a small window. It's awful. It's awful. It's tragic for them. But at the same time, listen, man, these 18 months are going to go down as a time, or this 2 years, where a lot of things didn't end up happening. A lot of people ended up, missing out on experiences that they were going to have. Think about the number of kids that haven't had a traditional graduation, or the number of kids out there that will not have a senior prom, did not have one last year, may not have one this year. So it sucks. It sucks. And I feel awful for the athletes, but bro, like Japan is having a real problem right now. This isn't like liberal BS or whatever. You just go onto any news source and you look at what's happening over there. They've only got 2% of the population vaccinated. I was watching the NHL playoffs a little bit last night after the Panthers game. And they went to one of the games that is happening, the Canadian division that's happening up there north of the border. And Sean, did you realize there's still no fans even in the Canadian venues. They're completely empty. And I was like, how can that, like, I understand us not crossing the border, but the Canadian government's not letting folks go to games. I go ahead and I do a little Google search, and apparently Canada, only 4% vaccinated.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, I guess, that's the issue. We're quite ahead of the curve here. I think we're like number 3 from what I was seeing. Israel's at like 59%. Chile, oddly enough, has cracked the 40% for vaccinations, and U.S. is coming in around 39%. But most countries are in the low single digits, and that includes Japan, where the Olympics are going to be, and that includes Canada, which has got playoff hockey going on right now. And so, yeah, those venues are completely, for those Canadian teams, it's like they never left the bubble. They are still playing in completely empty arenas, and it is. I was surprised to see that. I just assumed that
they've had some good games too.
They absolutely have. No, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, that Toronto-Montreal series, I believe it is. But yeah, it's. But just the fact that, oh my God, they still don't have fans. I was like, wow. I just figured that they had like 2,500, at least 5,000 people. Kind of very minimal in those arenas, but apparently not, because they have not. I don't know if this is them unable to get their hands on vaccines. You wouldn't think that would be a huge issue for Canada, but for some reason they've only got 4% of their population vaccinated, and Japan only has 2%, and Japan's about to open their door in less than 100 days to the world for the Olympics. And if I was a Japanese government official, yeah, I'd be crapping my pants right now. You've laid out like billions of dollars, huh?
What about the smaller countries that do the Olympics? I mean, they've probably got to be even.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, listen, what's going to happen with the World Cup in Qatar? Or Qatar, however the hell you pronounce that country's name. It's going to be happening in the fall or whatever, or next fall. But yeah, so it is. It's rough, man. I don't know what's going to happen, but I would hate to see the entire thing get canceled. But then again, Sean, watching the Olympics and having all that stuff happen and have there be no crowd, that's just like opening ceremonies without 100,000 people in the stands. The heats and everything for the 100-meter dash, and how exciting that is, and just an empty, echoey stadium. Man, that's just whacked. That's whacked. It's going to be. Listen, that's the biggest thing from the pandemic. I'm over watching sporting events without fans.
Well, I think now that you got fans back in it,
I can't go back.
No, yeah,
brutal.
That's the whole thing now.
I mean, you can try to pipe whatever you want into the broadcast or whatever, but dude, that has been the most lame thing of the last 18 months. Is just these events happening without crowds.
I watched a soccer match this weekend, and for the first time, I saw underneath like this game is being played with no piped-in sound. This is live audience. I was like, it's a weird graphic to see, but I guess you got to.
Hey, it's a good graphic to see, though. It's a good graphic to see. I will tell you this. Speaking of crowds. I have just yesterday secured tickets for a concert I'm going to attend. Before the pandemic hit.
A concert?
Yep, me and my boys had tickets to go to Rockville in Daytona. And the reason we were going to go to Rockville, it was a 3-night event. And for the first time in their history, Metallica was going to play the Friday night and the Sunday night and have 2 completely different sets. And we're like, oh, yeah, we're going to that. Well, it was supposed to be like the week early, like May 20th or whatever last year. Obviously, it got canceled because of COVID. They went ahead and they have now rescheduled that. Now it is a 4-night event, and it's happening in November because you can't be doing middle of summer in Daytona because we'd all die.
Oh, no, yeah.
So, my boys went ahead and we secured a couple of tickets, some VIP passes, and we're going to go up to Daytona in November, and we're going to watch Metallica just blow the living, just blow our heads up. Just absolutely
VIP down as well, huh? Just going all out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, 100%. 100%. So
you got to do that for Metallica.
Should be a good crowd up there for Rockville. And yes, I'm going to go to my first concert in, I think the last concert I went to, I think it was Adam Lambert and Queen at the BB&T Center. I believe that's the last concert I went to before the pandemic hit. Pretty sure. Oh, that was phenomenal. Oh my God, Sean, that was a show.
I heard a lot about Adam Lambert with the Queen.
Listen, Adam Lambert, Queen is Freddie Mercury, obviously, but Freddie Mercury is gone, right? Adam Lambert he carries on that tradition as well as anyone's going to do it. I'm not saying he's Freddie Mercury. I'm not saying he's trying to be Freddie Mercury, but just his vibe, his aura he's able to pull that off without you thinking he's trying to be Freddie. And then at one point, Brian May does a duet with a virtual or it's not one of those virtual CGI Freddies, but Freddy's on the screen from an old concert doing an unplugged song, and Brian May is doing it with him, and it's just, oh my God, you start crying. But yeah, that was the last show I went to before this whole thing happened. And so now I will be going to Rockville. All right, we got to take a break. I still am not exactly sure how I didn't watch the Heat game, so I'm not sure how I'm going to have an in-depth conversation about it with Ira Winderman from the Sun Sentinel.
You may be able to
go ahead.
You may be able to say, Jimmy Butler, go.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Let Ira go.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see how that whole thing goes. We're going to recap the dumpster fire that was Milwaukee last night and what went on in downtown Milwaukee last night with our Miami Heat. It is coming up next with Ira Winderman. This is Toasted Sports, streaming live on OnSideRadio.com.
You're listening to Toasted Sports. Take OnSideRadio.com, your home for sports talk everywhere with simple radio. Find the app at OnSideRadio.com, South Florida's home for real sports talk.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Dunkin' to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Inter Miami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all Inter Miami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the Inter Miami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com.
Hey, it's Toast. Last year when I had PGT custom windows and doors installed in my house by B&T Windows and Doors, I knew about the hurricane protection. What I didn't know? The silence. Oh my goodness, my house is so quiet now. One of those cars goes tearing down the street with the crazy loud muffler. Yeah, I don't hear it anymore. It's unbelievable. I didn't realize how noisy my house was beforehand. You've got to get PGT custom windows and doors installed in your pad today. Call B&T Windows and Doors, 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126.
Inter Miami fans, time to find out more about your favorite soccer team with OnSideRadio.com's IMCF Football Focus. Here's Austin Robillard.
Inter Miami not only faced the loss to Chicago Fire FC on Saturday night, but they might also be facing the loss of now Robbie Robinson for a couple more weeks as he went down for the third time this season with a hamstring injury. After the second time, it seemed like he was rushed back. You would hope that it didn't happen again, but it seemed like here on Saturday he was rushed back from injury yet again, and as he went down, he was visibly upset and crying, and we could face the loss of Robbie Robinson for more than just a couple weeks and maybe even months, and it sucks because he was such a promising player, but we move on and we hope the best for Robbie.
Keep up with the latest on La Rosa Negra by subscribing on on most platforms. Search Onside Radio. It's time to talk Miami Heat with NBA insider Ira Winderman. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat Report, exclusively at OnsideRadio.com. Let's go over the latest headlines locally with the Miami Heat and league-wide in the NBA with our very own Ira Winderman.
High point of my week, every single week, is being able to talk to the man that knows more about the Miami Heat than anyone in South Florida, and that would be the Sun Sentinels' Ira Winderman. And Ira, good morning, and I think today would be appropriate for us to start. How about those Panthers?
Yeah, I was going to say, let's talk. What else can we talk about? And you know what? Marlins seem to be gathering themselves nicely, and it's obviously going to turn around for Inter Miami. So yeah, we got a lot of directions we can go, and honestly, even tonight's season finale of This Is Us, and then will Kevin get married? There's a lot going on.
Ira, listen, so I'll tell you, I think the kindest thing that happened last night was that the Heat let us know it was going to go that way so early so we could just change over to the Panthers game that started about 20 minutes after and not have to worry about the Heat, which is what I did. But you know, all joking aside, this was not what most Heat fans anticipated was going to happen last night. We were all pretty much in unanimous consent that, Jimmy and Bam had such bad game ones and that was not going to happen again. And, Chris Middleton can be the guy. Yeah, sure. How often is that going to happen? Man, last night, Ira, they were just raining threes. Guys I never heard of were hitting threes, and this looked bad, huh?
Yeah, but you know what? It didn't look any worse than the Heat's third game of the season when the loss was even worse, and that was at American Airlines Arena to the Milwaukee Bucks. So basically, and I think anyone can sort of see this the way the seedings are, and the top seeds in the East. The Miami Heat cannot beat the Milwaukee Bucks when the Milwaukee Bucks played their best game. We saw that in the third game of the season, Milwaukee's first game against the Heat since last season's Eastern Conference semifinals. We saw it again last night. If Milwaukee's going to be on top of its game, you're not going to beat them. Just like the other top seeds in the East, just like if Philadelphia is at the top of their game, they're not going to get beaten by a lower seed. Same thing with the Brooklyn Nets and what we saw in their opener when they were toying around for a while. So if the Bucks bring their best, the series is over. The question going in was, how often can the Bucks bring their best? They've been very uneven this season. And could the Heat prevent them from doing that with their different defenses, slowing the pace, mucking the game up like they did in game one? And last night they couldn't. The Bucks were simply the best version of themselves. And I think Jimmy Butler put it well after the game when he basically said, we can't be any worse. You haven't seen our best version yet. A lot of times that comes when you get back home in a series, and I think it's really going to help having up to 17,000 fans at American Airlines Arena on Thursday night. But I got to tell you this, Toast. If the Heat are going to bring their best game, it has to be Thursday. Because if you get it down 0-3, no team has ever overcome an 0-3 deficit in the NBA playoff series. So there's no more waiting game for the Heat. They have 2 days off now to get ready. Their best has to be Thursday, or else it's going to be one and done in these playoffs.
Ira, I hate bringing up this question, but I think at this stage it not only is fair to ask, but I think kind of has to be asked, and that is Bam Adebayo. And at what point does he get pissed off? At what point does he get a chip on his shoulder? At what point does he realize that he has the skill level to be able to impose his will on another team? Because we're just not seeing it.
No, but that's interesting, Toast, and how you phrase that, because I'm not sure that Bam is an impose his will type of player. Okay. I think he almost prides himself so much on being a 5-tool player. I wrote this in my Ask Ira at sunsentinel.com on Monday. And I said, and I agree with you from this extent, but I compared it to two players. And I said, does he have any Alonzo Mourning in him where he can just be, for lack of a better word, sort of a pig with the ball, not worry about assists, and just use brute force to get what he needs to get? Or does he have more Chris Bosh in him? And Toast, there's nothing wrong with that also. Both Chris Bosh and Alonzo Mourning made the Hall of Fame, but I don't think there are many times, even at his best, you saw Chris Bosh necessarily imposing will, deciding that he was going to play a forceful, big muscle game. Why? Because that's not who Chris Bosh is. I think that's closer to who Bam Adebayo is. And again, you may say, wait a minute, you're 6'9", you're muscled, you look like that, there should be more force. But you can't all of a sudden become something you're not. Bam has made himself a special player, a max salary player, because of his passing, because of the finesse elements of his game, because of his defense on the perimeter. He's not a big muscle player, even though he has big muscles. So I think all the people who want him to be something else, I don't think Bam Adebayo, God bless him, will ever be Alonzo Mourning. I do believe that Bam Adebayo can be Chris Bosh.
Well, okay, yeah, that'd be fine. I could, be Chris Bosh. But choose one of them and be that guy. All right, so listen, there was a lot of talk, Ira, and maybe I was delusional. I believe this. The way the Heat finished the season, there was a point about 3/4 of the way into the season where I said, you know what, I've got no more expectations for this squad. They're too inconsistent. And then the last 2.5, 3 weeks, they seem to hit that switch. They raised themselves out of the playoff mess, and they got themselves into the 6th seed. They went on a little bit of a run, and you're starting to think, well, maybe they did just turn it on. And then this series starts, and they come out and lay 2 eggs like that. Can they turn this around in Game 3? Or, as you said, is Milwaukee just that much better than us this year?
Well, first of all, let's not get too revisionist history here. I don't know if they laid an egg in Game 1. I mean, it was one great shot with 0.5 of a second left in overtime to win it for Milwaukee after really a gutsy play by Goran Dragic to tie that with that three-pointer, with Jimmy Butler tying it at the end of regulation. So, yes, there is one craptastic game so far in this series. Not denying that about last night. But they certainly showed a competitiveness in the first game. So what does Eric Spoelstra say after last night? He says, look, if you get blown out or you lose by 2 in overtime, it still counts the same thing. So they're saying that they're not getting overwhelmed. But I agree, Toast. Are the Bucks in their head? Yeah, the Bucks have to be in their head. And if Bryn Forbes comes out and hits more three-pointers early, that's only going to reinforce it. So I think as much as we've said, and we try to say, NBA games aren't decided in the first quarter, well, we saw last night they were. And I think the Heat have to have some of that in them on Thursday also. They have to feed off the energy. They have to make statements. Jimmy Butler has to be in attack mode. Bam Adebayo has to be in attack mode. Like I just wrote in the story I posted at SunSentinel.com, the Heat's 2 leading scorers in this series are, in order, Goran Dragic and Duncan Robinson. And God bless both of them. But, Toast, I think you'd agree, if those 2 guys are your leading scorers, you're probably not going to win a series against the Milwaukee Bucks, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
And so, the Bucks leading scorers are, in order, Giannis Antetokounmpo, number 1, Chris Middleton, number 2, Drew Holiday, number 3. In other words, they have established the proper order for themselves. It's now time for Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo to establish the Heat order.
So now if Bam and Jimmy can get it going for game number 3, because one of the other things that, looking at the box score last night, and granted, this game was out of control rather early, but seeing that Duncan and Tyler combined for only taking 8 threes. Obviously, those are our shooters, and if we're going to win games, while Bam and Jimmy have to play much, much better, those guys also have to be hitting threes. Does Bam and Jimmy playing better help them become better shooters?
Last night just got away from them. I think Duncan is fine. I know 2 for 6 doesn't look good. They were all 3-pointers. He also got to the foul line for 5 free throws. It was kind of unusual for him. Got 4 rebounds. I think the real question here, Toast, is this, and I don't know the answer, is Tyler Hero, who has been awful in this series so far. You look at game 1 and the way he struggled in that game, shot 2 of 10, including, he missed all of his 2-point shots. Then last night he comes out, barely shows he's worth minutes, shoots 1 of 5. It's interesting. The theme going into the series was this is Tyler Hero's first chance to play a playoff series at home. Remember, when they played the Bucks last season, it was in the neutral court at Disney World in the quarantine bubble. maybe it was too much for him at this point in his career to go home and have the pressure and have his family there and his parents and his brother. That's what I'm hoping. So maybe when he goes back to a place a little bit more familiar in the situation, he becomes a different player. But I totally agree with you. This team needs many cylinders to be working. It's not just Bam and Jimmy, even though they have to lead. And I don't think that he'd win without Tyler Hero contributing, because he really has been the spark. And I think another thing to look at in Game 3, I think there's a chance that Goran Dragic is going to start. I think the Heat might realize we got to get back to what did it for us in the playoffs, which will mean Tyler Hero could be the entire bench in Game 3. So, yeah, I agree. He has to pick it up especially.
We're talking to Ira Winterman. So the Heat now have a couple days off, gather their senses, come on home. Going to have a rocking home crowd, a great atmosphere. We saw what that increased home crowd did for the Panthers last night, a great atmosphere in Sunrise. There are some other series going on. I want to look a little bit out west, because you've got the Lakers that are now down 0-1 to the Suns and the Clippers down 0-1 to the Mavericks. Do you see the Mavericks or Suns being able to pull off an upset here?
Well, it's just weird. You talk about the Suns pulling off an upset. I mean, they're the number 2.
I know.
I know the Lakers are the defending champion. I know what they are. But you know what? I'm not sure LeBron looks like LeBron. And I don't know if it's because of the ankle injury. I don't know if it's because of the too many games over a short span and he wound up getting hurt. So the Suns would not shock me if Chris Paul is fully ambulatory. And when it comes to the Clippers, does anyone ever have playoff faith in the Clippers anyway? No. I'm not saying that the Mavericks by any means are any great shakes this season. And obviously Kawhi Leonard has proven on his end that he can get it done big time in the playoffs. I'm not as sold on Paul George. So I think there's reasonable doubt right there with both LA teams that if LeBron isn't right, he might just finally, with his unbelievable physique and all he's done, reached his point of absolute fatigue. And with the Clippers, I don't know. I just think once you plant the seed of doubt with the Clippers, they seem to be the least resilient playoff team in the NBA. So, yeah, I think you could see upsets in both those series. You might see it up and down the entire Western Conference the way this is shaking out. If Donovan Mitchell doesn't come back in full health, the number 1 seed Utah unbelievably could be in trouble against Memphis. And even when we're looking at this Denver-Portland series, this sure as heck has the look of a 7-game series also. I mean, how remarkable toast would that be if the bottom 4 seeds in the West all advance, when you're looking at basically the bottom 4 seeds in the East having, no offense to the Heat, almost no chance to this point so far?
It's going to be an absolutely crazy NBA playoffs. You just have the sense that we are just scratching the surface, and we're going to see some insane games as the next 7 to 10 days ellipse. All right, so Ira, are you have confidence that our boys can turn it around? The home crowd, everything, the home cooking. Spo going to turn this around for Game 3, and they're going to put on a good performance?
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you phrased it that way, Toast. Can they turn it around? Yes. I am going to go on record with my bold prediction that the Heat will not lose by 34 points again. So, yes, let's turn it around.
Ira, great stuff as always. Check him out on Twitter, also on the Sun Sentinel. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you again next week.
And I want to thank the Panthers for not playing on the same night as the Heat the next 2 games in their series, so no more split screen for me. Thanks, Toast.
There you go. Good stuff. Ira Winderman, always exclusively to OnSideRadio.com, and we absolutely love having him and Omar as a part of the family. All right, we got to take a break. My man Sean Stanley has an update. He'll give you all the details from the good game last night, the 2 good games last night, and the really bad stinker game last night. That's all coming up next. This is Toasted Sports, streaming live on OnSideRadio.com.
This has been the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat Report with Ira Winderman. Visit Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard. Come experience the oasis that customers deserve and the dealership that earned Dealer Rater's 2020 Consumer Satisfaction Award at Acura of Pembroke Pines. This is how we do it.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
If you missed NBA insider Ira Winderman and the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report, you missed this.
Andre Iguodala is sort of like that, the old Cadbury Easter egg. It only shows up, rarely, like once a year. Andre shows up in the fourth quarter. I almost have to check the bench early to see if Andre's at the game yet in the first quarter or the second quarter. He's done a really good job with measuring the time for guys. Eric Spoelstra knows. He's been through enough deep playoff runs to know.
The Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report with NBA insider Ira Winderman, exclusively at OnSideRadio.com. Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends. Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnSideRadio.com sports update.
It was a great night for the Florida Panthers thanks to rookie goalie Spencer Knight. The Panthers, they stave off elimination and now trail the series 3-2 after a 4-1 win. Knight had 36 saves on the night. Mackenzie Weegar and Patrick Hornquist add goals. And Game 6 now in Tampa tomorrow night. That puck drops at 8 o'clock. The Miami Heat, they had a game last night. Not sure anybody let them know. They fell to the Bucks 132-98. Dwayne Dedmon led the Heat in scoring with 19 points. I'll say it again. Dwayne Dedmon led the Heat in scoring with 19 points. The Heat were down 46-20 after first quarter, and I turned it off. Game 3, AAA, Thursday night, tip-off at 7:30, The Miami Marlins, they keep winning after a 9-6 victory last night. Now 1 game behind the Mets in the NL East. Game 2 of the series tonight. First pitch, 6:40. Sandy Alcantara will be on the mound for the Fish. You are listening to South Florida's only locally owned sports talk station, OnSideRadio.com. Now back to more of Toasted Sports right now.
Welcome back to Toasted Sports. To reach out, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast.
We are back. Almost at the end of this Tuesday edition of Toasted Sports. Got my man Sean Stanley back at the studio. Got some odds and ends, some loose ends. Want to wrap up here. Had some audio yesterday. First, let's start with what happened on Undisputed yesterday with Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless and the phone call to Julio Jones. If you didn't hear what happened, basically, Shannon Sharp, they would have you believe that he went ahead and cold called Julio Jones, Atlanta Falcons wide receiver, and asked him about the current trade rumors while on speakerphone while they were recording Undisputed. So a lot of folks just debating whether or not Julio knew he was on TV when this went down. Let's play the audio.
Man, look, you want to go to the Cowboys, Julio, or you want to stay in Atlanta?
Oh, man, I'm out of there, man.
You
He's out.
He's out of there. Are you going to? Ideally, where would you like to go?
Right now, I want to win.
Okay. Well, don't go to Dallas. If you go, you ain't winning in Dallas, Julio.
Shannon is not wrong there. Shannon's not wrong. But if Shannon did not, first of all, if Shannon just went ahead and cold called him like that and did not let him know that he was on live TV, bro, that is real bad form on Shannon Sharpe. And I'm guessing a lot of players will stop taking his phone calls moving forward. If this was just a setup in a little bit, then that's great. But they're going to have to go ahead and explain that because they might have a bit of an issue. That show is recorded in California. And California has a law about releasing and broadcasting conversations between two people. Both people have to know it's being recorded and being broadcast. And if that was not the case, then Fox and Shannon, they're going to get a little fine. They're going to get a little fine from the state of California. And that would be that was funny as hell yesterday. But Shannon, bro, like if you didn't let him know that he was on live TV, like what do you think Julio's agent thought about that right after he hung up the phone and that went out over the air, all that stuff? I mean, didn't sound like Julio knew he was on the air. He was just having, a private conversation with one of his boys. And there you go. So I don't know. The other audio that went down, so not sure if you're aware, but there is quite a rivalry going on between Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau, and apparently Brooks really doesn't like Bryson, just really doesn't. And so this audio happened over the weekend at Kiawah, the PGA Championship, after either round 1, 2, or 3. This is before the 4th round. Brooks is talking with a reporter. They're asking him about his round. He's mentioning that he was having issues reading the greens. While he's saying that, Bryson overhears him say that and is walking behind him and makes a comment about how he didn't have any trouble reading greens and he had a great round. And Brooks gets really pissed off. There is language in this. You're going to hear an S-bomb. You're going to hear an F-bomb. But this is true, honest Brooks Koepka right here. Our boy from Palm Beach just can't stand Bryson DeChambeau.
Golf course was asking a lot from you today, Brooks. What were you able to do well and put up that nice number?
Just ball struck my way around this place. Didn't putt well, but I don't think many guys are going to putt well with this wind. It's very tough. Like I said, I don't know what other guys have said, or I just felt it difficult to read. Sometimes I fucking lost my train of thought. Yeah, hearing that bullshit.
Dude, the look on his face, he can't stand Bryson DeChambeau. I don't know if this is a tour thing. I don't know if there's like a couple of clicks on the tour and they just don't, Brooks is part of one, Bryce is part of another, and they're just, I don't know what it is. But dude, the look on his face, he can't stand that guy. He can't stand him. He cannot stand that guy. The other good audio that came out yesterday, Aaron Rodgers. Let us go ahead and play what Aaron Rodgers had to say yesterday. This was from a podcast.
It never been about the draft picking Jordan. I love Jordan. He's a great kid. He a lot of fun to work together. I love the coaching staff, love my teammates, love the fan base in Green Bay. It's incredible 16 years. It's just kind of about a philosophy, and maybe forgetting that it is about the people that make the thing go.
So listen, it's very clear that Aaron's only issue with the Green Bay Packer organization is GM dumbass. That's it. Seems like everything would be fine up there if that guy wasn't there. He has no problem with the fan base, has no problem with the rest of the folks in the organization, has no problem with his teammates, has no problem with the coaching staff, loves everybody except for one guy. Kind of puts the Packers in an odd situation here. I mean, do you honestly think that you can continue moving forward with both of these guys still within the organization? Obviously, you're not going to get rid of the MVP. So my question is, why is Green Bay so committed to this GM that has done a great job?
Drafted Jordan Love?
I mean, you used a first-round pick, you traded up for a guy that hasn't even suited up yet, hasn't worn the uniform yet on game day. Could have been used on a wide receiver, anybody that could have been getting snaps on the field. You use that first-round pick on a guy that doesn't even get into a uniform on game day in his first season. I'll be honest. I'm not sure. I mean, the draft has already happened. I know you got the June 1st big calendar day for the NFL coming up in about a week, but man, I'm starting to think that Aaron's going to stay and this guy's going to get canned in the next 14 days. I think he's going to get canned after June 1st. Would you allow him to if you're the president of the Packers, would you allow GM Dumbass to go ahead and pull the trigger on a trade for Aaron Rodgers right now?
No, you can't.
I'm just saying, Aaron has no problem with everybody. Aaron he's saying, I am having a love fest with everybody except one guy. So if you're the Packers, what do you do about that? Gotta think you gotta get rid of the one guy, right? You're not getting rid of Aaron Rodgers.
Well, there's a philosophy. You think the philosophy
that's his philosophy is the GM. His philosophy is the GM. Getting away from listening to that whole comment, his issue is with the GM. With the GM's philosophy for he doesn't have a problem with Jordan Love as a person. I think he has a problem with trading up and giving up assets to get Jordan Love when you didn't quite need him. That's a philosophical situation.
Yeah.
I think grabbing a defensive back with your top pick this year instead of getting a wide receiver, again, is a philosophical difference of opinion with Aaron Rodgers. So it seems like it's just between him and the GM. And if I'm the Packers, there's no way I am letting a no-name GM ruin this for me and had caused the MVP and a future Hall of Famer to walk out the door on bad terms. No way. This isn't Ron Wolf we're talking about. Okay? I mean, this isn't some GM destined for, this isn't Bill Polian in the heyday. This isn't some GM destined for the Hall of Fame, at least not yet. Got a long way to go if that's ever going to happen. You have to turn things around, but I mean, come on. How do you choose him over Aaron Rodgers? There's a whole lot of player personnel guys out there.
There's no way you
hire
can
any one of them and promote them to GM. I'm sure there's a guy in-house that you could promote into that position.
I'm sure Aaron Rodgers got a buddy he can do that position.
I'm just saying, I don't see how if you're the Packers, I don't think these two guys can work together all season long. Now, I don't know how much interaction they'll have together during the season. It's not like he's a head coach, but if I'm the Packers, I don't if anyone's getting cut before the season starts, I think we all know who it's going to be. It's going to be GM Dumbass. It's not going to be Aaron Rodgers. It's not going to be Aaron Rodgers. All right.
Well, Natum gets laid down. It's Aaron Rodgers. You keep.
So last piece of audio we have, and this is from a couple nights ago on the TNT. Listen, Inside the NBA guys are awesome. And during the games, they are in their little viewing room. And apparently they're talking about, was it the Memphis game? I'm not sure which game they were talking about. And they go to Charles and ask him about the game. He starts talking, and Shaq just interrupts him. It's like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. This can't stand. He has no idea what he's talking about because he was asleep in the back. This is hilarious.
Well, I also thought they did a good job on Bill and Westbrook. They played really good defense.
Ernie, sorry to interrupt. I know snitches get stitches, but he was not watching the game.
Snitches get stitches.
And I have proof. I'm just saying.
Who?
You weren't watching the game at all.
They show him sleeping.
Look at him, Ernie. He was not watching the game. So do not go to him.
That must have been during a commercial break. That was going to have to be.
Sleep nights, young man.
Look at him, Kenny. Ernie, don't ask him.
And then you can find me in the club. Bottle full of bro.
No. So from what you were able to see in the first half, what'd you think?
I was a little tired today, Ernie. I shot a commercial all day yesterday in the sun, so I'm a little tired.
Those guys are phenomenal. Those guys make watching basketball so much more fun. Great job by the TNT crew. All right, we're going to take one last break. Got my man Kai Chisholm on the other side. He's going to come in. We'll talk a little bit of soccer. All the big leagues wound up. We'll see his thoughts on that.
I'm sorry.
What?
Sorry to cut you off. We're going to have a replay of you after this.
Oh, really? Once wasn't enough, huh?
No, we want to give people
isn't enough. All right. There you go.
More
You'll get to hear that awesome little montage I did about Spencer Knight. All right, we will take a break. This is Toasted Sports, streaming live on OnSideRadio.com.
You can join Toasted Sports by text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Hey, what's up? It's Toast, and I've been telling you guys all about my buddies over at B&T Windows and Doors. And some of you said, hey, listen, Toast, I'd love to get PGT custom windows and doors installed, but funds are a little tight right now. No problem, bro. Y Green. You can finance it with B&T Windows and Doors through Y Green, so you can still get your PGT custom windows and doors installed. And yeah, you're not going to have to put anything down. It's awesome. That's the way I got mine installed. Call B&T Windows and Doors today. They'll tell you all about Y Green and how to finance your windows. 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126.
Big O for M&S Air Conditioning. You know, air quality in your home and business is more important than ever. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning and let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit. Folks, it attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. With stellar customer service, answering your call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. For more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans, visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
When you want local sports, 1260 WLESPN.
We're live and local.
Yes, what she said.
Well, it's what they wrote.
Look at it this way, honey.
Oh, no. Here we go.
At some point, this was all live, and wherever it came from, it was local there.
You get that look whenever you stretch the truth or when you need your laxative.
Ain't it awful? South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
Inter Miami CF fan, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all Inter Miami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the Inter Miami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. Take their famous Boot Tour Challenge, and there's now outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations or pickup at 954-785-7565. So get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach to Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
At OnSideRadio.com, we chirp all day and night. It's time to do some more chirping with David Dwork at our Chirping the Cats report.
It was a great night in Sunrise as the Panthers avoided elimination and forced the Game 6 with Monday's 4-1 win over Tampa Bay. The story of the game was Florida rookie goaltender Spencer Knight. The 20-year-old stopped 36 shots in the win while becoming the youngest Panthers goalie to ever start a playoff game. He's expected to be back in goal for Florida when the puck drops on Game 6, which is set for Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Helping Knight in the other end was defenseman Mackenzie Weeder, who had a goal and an assist, and rookie Mason Marchment, who picked up the game-winning goal with his second period tally. Sasha Barkov and Jonathan Huberdeau each finished with 2 points apiece, and for Huberdeau, it was his third straight multi-point effort and his fourth of the postseason. The win also represented Florida's first postseason victory at the BB&T Center since April of 2016, when they took down the New York Islanders in Game 4 of the first round.
Keep up with the latest on the Florida Panthers by subscribing on most platforms by searching Onside Radio, your home for South Florida sports. Now back to Toasted Sports. To reach out, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast.
Toast Sports, streaming live on OnsideRadio.com. So every single day here at the radio station, we do the roundtable. This is where we pose a question. All of us will answer it. We'll take all of our answers, compile them together, and drop it as a separate standalone podcast. Today's roundtable question. They say an NBA series hasn't started until the home team loses. After last night's debacle, Miami finds itself down 0-2 in the best-of-7 series versus the Bucks. Do you still have faith that he can win the series, or are they overmatched and don't have the right pieces to advance? I don't know if they don't have the right pieces yet, because I think it's tough to make that determination until you see the pieces that we do have playing together as a team and playing well. So I need to see what happens on Thursday night. I need to see if this team getting in front of the home crowd, getting back in front of familiar places, will kind of give them the spark and have them play the Heat basketball that we know that they're capable of playing. At the same time, roster-wise, I believe Milwaukee is better. I believe they are. So listen, the Heat are never going to be out of it. The Heat certainly aren't going to lose this thing in 4 games. At least I'd be absolutely shocked if that were to happen. But I need to see what happens Thursday night. I will learn a lot about this team on Thursday night. I'll learn a lot about Bam. I think I know a lot about Jimmy. I'm anticipating Jimmy's going to have a big night. I believe that Duncan and Tyler will as well. Goran. So, I believe good things will happen Thursday, and they will turn this thing around. And listen, I believe in the old adage that, a series doesn't start until the home team has lost. So if the Heat win these next 2 games and it's 2-2, we go back to Milwaukee, I love where this team is sitting, because I still believe that if they do that, they can go up there and steal a game. So, but if they lose on Thursday, this thing is done. It is done and dusted, and they've got work to do in the offseason, because that would prove that the majority of the regular season was true, and it would lend credence to those that say last year in the bubble was a fluke and was because it was a bubble. So that's where we stand, and that's where we will stand. So fingers crossed, because I want this team to get to the Eastern Conference Finals this year. I'm just saying. I just do. I'm greedy. All right. What else we got going on here? That's about it. That's about it. No Kai today. So there you go. You'll replay me. You'll get to hear Toasted Sports all over again. If once wasn't enough, there you go. Now you will get it again. Sean, what do you got going on today? Anything good?
No.
Okay.
This is the best part of my day, Toast.
This is the best part of your day.
You are
Wow.
the best part of my day.
Wow. Wow, bro.
It can't get any better than this, man.
We need to get you. We need to do better there. We need to do better there, because
I love my 8-10s, man.
I will say this. Yesterday, I went to a Costco and a Home Depot. Both those places still require you to wear masks, but Publix does not. But just an FYI, if you do not wear a mask in Publix, just heads up, you are going to be getting all the side eye. You're going to be getting dirty glances from people, all that stuff. So just heads up.
From experience?
Yeah, I had it in my pocket, so I ended up putting it on. I'm not dealing with the side eye. I'm not, bro. All right, they took the sign down. You don't have to wear it in there anymore. There's no sign that says you got to be masked for entry. They have it at Costco. They have it at Home Depot. Do not have it at Publix. So I went ahead, but man, it was made very clear to me from everyone else in the Publix, from all the customers. They were giving me a dirty look.
That's like, Plantation, right? Plantation.
Oh, absolutely Plantation. Yes, absolutely Plantation. Yep, right around the corner from my house. Yep. All right, man. Got to call that show. Be back at it tomorrow. All we got going on tonight. What we got? We just got Marlins tonight, right? That's it. Marlins Phillies 6:40.
Another NBA playoff.
Yeah. Alcantara going up against Velasquez. So hopefully the Marlins can take the first 2 in this series, and then on their way to winning this series. And then, of course, we'll get ready for the Lightning and Tampa Bay. That'll happen tomorrow night. and then the Heat. That'll be nice getting the Panthers and the Heat off this same time schedule. So, all right, boys, to everyone in the chat, Caniacs, Channing, Valdez, all you boys, thank you very much for taking part in the chat. For everybody else, we're streaming live at OnsideRadio.com, on YouTube, on Twitch, also at IB Toast on both those platforms. So you can always just leave stuff in the chat, and it'll get dropped instantly to me. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a phenomenal Tuesday. Looks beautiful outside right now in South Florida. And until then, take care.
Hey, what's up? It's Toast. May is here, which means hurricane season right around the corner. You need to get PGT custom windows and doors installed in your house so that you're fully protected when we get a big storm coming on through. For those windows, only one place to call. My buddies at B&T Windows and Doors. They've been doing it in South Florida for decades, and they will set you up with the best of the business. PGT custom windows and doors. 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126 for B&T Windows and Doors.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations.